Okay, so chapter 2 in my Artistic Rebel, 5 ways to get your indie design business to the next level. I'm Catherine Story, and this is episode 2. I'm doing some short, easy reading, not like over the top ebooks, and these are the coinciding videos that give you some information, some different, some the same, some different. It's just sort of like gives you a taste of what is in the ebook. So the second thing that as a designer, something that you can do, and this is kind of a dry subject, but it's technical skills. And it goes back to knowing thyself, okay? So as I mentioned in the previous video, you are all at different stages. We are all at different stages in our design artistic rebel life, right? Artistic rebellion. But listen, you're gonna need to know how to do something, okay? And you're gonna be good at some stuff. You're gonna be great at several things. And you're gonna suck at some things, okay? So my advice is find out what you're good at and what you're not good at early. Like, don't wait and don't keep trying to be good at something that you have no passion for and you're all dried up. Now, learn everything. Learn how to do everything. Even if you are designing clothing, you should know how to sew. Okay, I'm sorry. Get a little machine and just sew some things. Now, it may not be your passion, but you will start to understand fabrics and what's good with this and what's not, what bias cut is, like all the things that you need to know the terms as a designer, or go to school or watch YouTube channels, okay? But it's all for watching. You can watch for the rest of your life. You need to be in action mode. You need to take action on what you're saying your passion is and what you're saying you want to do. There is a lot of internal sabotage that goes on as an artistic rebel that you must overcome. And you have to just decide to overcome it and take action somewhere, somehow. So the technical part of it is really good to be aware of the components of the business. Technically, the components of putting a garment together. So like I said, maybe you're gonna love pattern making. Oh my God, that's amazing. That will be one of your strengths that you can actually use for your creations. So, because you can create some crazy ass patterns that nobody else has ever, like you can create patterns from scratch that nobody else has ever even seen a shape like that. So like everything is good, but you have to know you and what, when you get to the point where you can really start paying somebody else, maybe you're past that point, rather than waste your time, if that's not your strength, rather than waste your time over there, put your energy, put your passion into where your strength is. Not everyone can think of the designs you're thinking of. Not everyone has that. So, know all of the fields of this business, of this industry. If this is your industry, you need to know, are you using cotton thread or polyester thread? So this is going to add to your success, right? Like you have to have a foundation. Even as a rebel, you can wait and do this later, but eventually you're going to have to learn the foundations of this business. So along with the technical skills, there are other technical skills in this business, okay? I'm speaking about the physical ones of actually putting a garment together. As far as a sewer, if you're not gonna sew the whole collection, right? Maybe you're gonna sew the samples. I sew a lot of my samples. That's why they don't go on the sales floor. They're for me. You're gonna wanna know the right questions to ask the person that's sewing for you. You're gonna wanna know, is there a cutting charge on top of that charge? You're gonna wanna know that as a manufacturer, they may say the item costs $15 to sew, but there's marker charges, there's cutting charges. So you can get broadsided if you're not careful. I certainly did. One of the first, when I was first starting, I went to a woman who was an all-around consultant, and she had her own manufacturing setup as well. Completely, I was like green, like I was like the newbie, and she's like, bing, bang, bong, here we go, here's money, because it was so expensive. One item, one pattern was $400, and then the sample was $400. $400, and that was several years ago. So when I started, so if you can pass those mistakes that I made, that other people made, by really becoming aware of, okay, I'm gonna go find a manufacturer, and now what questions do I need to ask them? They might not even specialize in the fabric that you are using. There are many manufacturers that only work with stretch fabrics. You know, these are the things you need to know, and you will learn by mistakes, right? There's gonna be mistakes, but you can just prepare yourself as much as possible, and then be grateful you learned that much, and then be okay with the mistakes. So that is episode 2 of Artistic Rebel, 5 ways to get your indie brand to the next level. And technically, you know, you can keep learning. Like this is just about garment, but like think of all the other things that we have now with social, with marketing. Like there's so many other technical things available. Right now we're just hitting on this one. And what I would love is if you have questions. It's good for me to get feedback and questions. Please leave them in the comments. And I hope to see you for the 3rd episode of my new ebook. The link's in the bio, and love your feedback. Okay, thanks.